Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. If you're joining us, just give people maybe just a few seconds to come on in. And if you're new to me and we haven't met, it's nice to meet you. I am Joanna Intarism, and many people call me a medicine woman for the soul, relationship alchemist. And I provide healing, awakening, and transformational work to leading women luminaries and visionaries and spiritual entrepreneurs who are deeply desiring to meet their biggest soul gifts out in the world without sacrificing their sanity or their soul. And so I just wanted to get on here today because I want to talk about shutdown and dealing with undesirable states. And I've been thinking a lot about this week because one of the things that I have noticed is that being a human, we can get into states where our mind just goes, I don't want that. I don't want to be with that, or this should be this way, or it should be that way. And we can get in a real pickle about it. I certainly can. And from that place of shutdown, there's a lot of not fun conditions that we could get into. We can get into any kind of addictive behaviors, or feeling depressed, or feeling anxious, or feeling stuck. And hey, Jamie Yang, hey there. And so I just wanted to get on very briefly to share a little bit about how I work with undesirable states. And maybe if you're in watching, you could share a little bit about how you work with undesirable states as well. The fact is that we are, we're human beings. We're human, and we're very human, and we're subjected to all of the conditions and experiences that humans go through. And in the course of being a human, definitely we will have states that we consider undesirable, where mind will go, nope, that, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't like it. I don't want it. And we live in a culture where it's really common that when we have undesirable states, we just try to eliminate them. Right? If we have a medical illness, so often surgery is recommended. It's like, let's just cut it out. Let's just get rid of it. Let's just annihilate it. And what I see over and over again, and I've seen this with myself, because I'm human just like you, and also, with clients and just my observations, is that it doesn't work. When we try to cut out or annihilate certain parts of ourselves, we can become depressed, we can become anxious, we can become addicted, and turn to any kind of addictive behavior, whether it's, overworking or sex or porn, or the addiction to making money, or the addiction to food, or whatever it is that's your special flavor. None of those seem to work. So I want to share a little bit about my own experience of working with an undesirable state where I had been noticing this knot in my stomach. And I've always had this idea about my stomach that somehow it should be completely free and clear and open. And for many years, I had this little knot in the upper part of my stomach going, well, what is this? And I didn't realize until yesterday, actually, that I had this little ingrained idea that I got from the culture that somehow I'm not supposed to have a little knot in my stomach. It should be really clear. I should have a really, strong center in the core of me. It should be in my center, and it should be right in my stomach. And I didn't realize the power of having an attitude about what was supposed to be in my body, what was supposed to be center. And so if you're struggling with a certain kind of undesirable state, one of the first things that I ask, maybe if it's helpful for you, is to start asking yourself, do I have any shoulds going on? Do I have any part of me that's like, I should not have this experience going on? Because so often what I've noticed in my work is that when we have the shoulds going on, when we have the my happiness should look like this, my freedom should look like this, my body should look and feel like this, it can create a real war within ourselves. Because what if actually your actual experience is not one that what your mind tells you it should be? Does that make sense to anybody? Yeah, it's like, what if we don't have the experience in our body there's often a story in our body that's really different from what our mind will be forecasting about it and telling us we should feel and insisting that the way it is. And I don't know about you all, but I have had an ego to wrestle with, like many of you that I know. And I realized yesterday that it's so important to make peace with what our bodies are actually telling us. So when I brought mindfulness into this area of my stomach that I was sharing about, I noticed that there was a lot of ease that opened up for me. So once you become aware of the area of your body that feels tense, or just put more into your body rather than in your head about your suffering, if you're shut down, is you start to bring your awareness gently into your body, gently into noticing what is just simply going on, like right now, what is simply occurring, and just bringing our awareness into ourselves in a way that is loving and present, and just seeing without judging or labeling or insisting that it be a certain way. We are really subjected to a lot of shoulds in our culture. We're constantly bombarded on social media, right, with what things should look like, or things kind of like that, and that can put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And actually, what I've noticed is that it can really create a war, right? It can really create a war. Yeah, it's hard to know what to pay attention to. And so one of the gifts of allowing ourselves to just simply be mindful of what we're seeing is that it creates a slowing down. It creates a simply seeing, just simply what is. And when we give ourselves just a little space where you turn the flashlight of your consciousness into your body and say very lovingly and very gently, what's going on here? What is actually happening? And especially if we're shut down, right? We're really suffering if we're shut down. We're not feeling good. Our minds may be telling us things that feel really unnourishing. And so if you're feeling shut down today, if you've had what feels like a bad moment, or feeling like a difficult moment has come up, or feeling like you want to feel some release and some ease and feel better, begin with just what I'm doing is just beginning to shift my attention to my body and just asking the question, how does my body tell me this? What is going on in my body? How can I just simply bring my awareness to my body? And even just that, slowing down and turning inward is really, it's really relieving. And it's really space giving, and it's really forgiving. It's really forgiving. And it allows us to take our attention from here and really bring it all the way down into here, and bring it down into our gut and wherever else that needs it. And so by simply allowing yourself to rest in your greater awareness of just seeing what's there. For me yesterday, what I noticed, like, I let go of the whole idea of having a center in my body. It was like my breath spontaneously shifted when I gave myself that space. And what happened actually was that my whole body shifted, like the attention in this core place that I've been holding all these years. I should have the center here, right? There's my I should voice. And like I should. When I shifted my awareness, what happened was that the whole field just opened up. And instead of it seeming like there should be a center deep in this place, right? I thought, oh gosh, right in my center of my body, there should be a deep center here. That completely moved, and my entire body became the center. I was like, wow, I am the center. And I didn't realize how much of an oppositional relationship I had with this little core energy place right at the top of my stomach. So again, just to review for ease of myself, it's always helpful. It's like, how did I do that? How did I go from this difficult state into something that was far more relieving, far more forgiving, far more compassionate, and more allowing was to simply start by tuning into my body, tuning into the body sensations that the thought was broadcasting. So a way that you can do that, the way I do it, is how is my body telling me this? So if I have a thought that says I should not have that tightness in the upper part of my stomach, so then the way I respond to myself in that moment is to say, okay, how is my body telling me that? How is my body telling me that? So I would ask you to start asking yourself that question. How is your body telling you that? How's your body telling you that? In the language of sensation, which is the building blocks of our whole system. Feelings come from there, emotions come from there, and then thoughts come from there as well. So start asking yourself, how is my body telling me that in the language of sensations? And if you need help with sensation words, just let me know and I will get that to you. And then just start to notice what happens when you bring a little bit of love and attention and presence there, just a little bit. And just see what happens. And let me know what you discover in the comments. And you can feel free to ask any questions. And yeah, that's just what I wanted to get on here and share with you today. Simple little shift that can be so profound and so grounding and so opening, and also respecting of our vulnerability. We're not trying to annihilate our minds. We're not trying to cut it out or perform surgery on it. More so what we're moving in the direction of is to simply find a way to open with and be with what actually is there at the root of our being, and attend to it there with love and care and presence, which are very forgiving qualities. In some ways, a lot of ways, this is really coming from the feminine perspective, and really having our feminine, our capacity just really deeply open to the fullness of our experience, especially in the places where we're hurting the most. And in that way, it's kind of like bringing a really healthy feminine. Thanks for everybody who's here. Michael Carmichael, hi Frankie, Ronit, Mark Peters, Robert, hi, nice to see you all. And somebody have any questions that I can answer about this? Sorry for the background noise. My kids are on spring break and it's been pouring rain here all week, and they've been in the house. It's really fun trying to work all that part of the journey. Anyways, thanks for listening. If this is helpful for you, feel free to share it. And if you'd like specific information on how to deepen this further, you can always reach out to me and ask me, and I'd be happy to help you. So have a great day. Bye.